Okay, I want to talk about Rosh Hashanah, but before that, I'll say over Maisa about Rosh Hashanah, which I think was a Gewaldige Maisa. There was a Yid Meshumit, and for many, many years before he became a Meshumit, so he used to blow shofar in the shul in the town. So even though he became a Meshumit, people didn't know, but he came back, he wanted to blow shofar anyhow. So he gets up there, gets the shofar, and he starts blowing. So Tekiah goes very well, Shvarim goes also, comes to Trua, nothing happens. They did it again and again and again, nothing worked. So he didn't understand, nobody understood what's going on. How come at Trua, the others he can blow, but at Trua he can't blow? So they asked the Rav of the shul, what's the pshat? So the Rav says, it's very simple. This person, then he found out that this person went off. So he said, simple. It says in the pasuk, Ashrei ha'am yoidei trua. So when you oisa maisei amcha, then you can blow a trua. But if you're not oisa maisei amcha, then you're not part of the Ashrei ha'am, the trua doesn't go. So Zayt Medach, that everything, I mean it's not a chiddush, everything is min hashamayim, even blowing the shofar, which is seemingly a push to zav. And you can ask anybody about Tekiah. Amol, they go good. The Tekiyas, they go beautiful. And Amol, they just, it's a kipnish. Right? Obviously, the Sutton put a plug in there. He doesn't want it because it's going to mess him up. Okay, but that's just one Maisa that I wanted to say over. I want to go through a few things. It's not like one Maracha, it's just a few independent things. We know that brought in Gemara, more in Shulchan Aruch, that we're supposed to have simanim on Rosh Hashanah. So, what's the reason why dafka simanim, dafka Rosh Hashanah? So, there's a few parts to it. So, first of all, Rosh Hashanah is pshat coming from the Rosh. It's the beginning of the year. It's the head of the year. And we know that siman is not dibur. Siman is a higher madrega of dibur. Dibur is a lower madrega because that's the more of what we call the gilui, that's more the expression. So it's coming from a lower place, it's coming from the mouth, which is way below the mayach. So it's showing you that the simin is a higher madrega, therefore we say it, tefillah for it, yehi ratzon, but the ikka is the simin ledavar. Why do we do it after Rosh Hashanah? Because just like Rosh Hashanah is the Rosh of the year, so we want that the simanim should be the Rosh of the year. And I said this VORT, I think 2 weeks ago. It said in Pashas Kiseitze, why does it say by every mitzvah it says Kiseitze Lamachama and Ki Karikan Tzipar or Ki Karikan Tzipar? It says Ki Ela Ish Ben Tzara Amira. It said always Ki. So I asked the question, why did it say Ki and not In? And the answer was because since in the beginning of the Torah it says Vayara Ar Ki Toiv, so anytime it says Ki, is apparently that what will come out from it is Toiv. Every Ki, even if you perceive it as Ra, it looks bad, there's missiles flying, it looks bad, but Kol Man David Rachman is L'Tav Ovid, so you have nothing to worry about. So Zel Bezach over here, that this siman, rather in Kaf HaChaim and in many other places, they said the reason why we have simanim is that it should be for a siman toiv. And they say rather, I saw Kaf HaChaim brings that. I'm learning Kaf HaChaim now because Mr. Brewer I learned already a bunch of times. So I wanted to see a different perspective. So he brings there. First of all, he says that if you don't want to eat the simanim for whatever reason, you don't like the simanim, so you could look at them as well. So, and you could say that Yehi Rasim by just looking at them. He also mentions that some people are noyik to do simanim only the first night. Some people do it both nights. He brings down that you should do it 4 sudas. Again, if you don't want to eat the same black-eyed peas 4 times that have no tam, so you could look at it and say the Yehi Rasim anyways. So, and the word is that again, everything we're doing is to create toiv. just like the Kitayv, Siman Tayv, and Rosh Hashanah is Bereish, and everything you start from the beginning, just like Ma'aser Bereish starts from the beginning, is Kitayv. And that's a part of the focus. It's also no Chazach that we know that a person has to look at other people ba'ayin Tayv. And the reason why isn't Nagay so much Rosh Hashanah Dafka? If you look at somebody and you see he has a fancy house and you say Kumtin or whatever it is, and so you're looking at him ba'ayin hara, and so then the Rebbeinu Shalom will look at you ba'ayin hara. Therefore, if you have to look at everybody else ba'ayin tov and made the hashpah of the other people, and of course the hashpah of Kodesh Brichu will also come down to you ba'ayin tov. And obviously everything's more important than Rosh Hashanah, because in Rosh Hashanah is a microscope of a Gans Yar, and if you're on Rebbeinu Shalom to give you whatever it is that you're looking for a whole year, you have to be looking at people ba'ayin tov. As we know, I'm going to different things. You know that on Rosh Hashanah it's Gimel Svarim Pesuchim, right? One is the Tzaddik, the Rasha, and the Beinani. And if based on what we learned, it's Keneged. There's a Yamin, which would be the Tzaddik, the Smoil would be the Rasha, and the middle would be the Beinani, right? So we always have, Chesed, Din, and then a Mamutza, right? So just like in Rosh Hashanah, we have to take the Zah of the Bina, and we have to be Maila it. We have to Maila the Zah to the Bina. Like it says, Uri Yeshena Mishinaschem, that just like the Zah is in a sleep, so we have to wake him up. And they should be Eila to the Hayim Madrega, to the Bina. So too, we have to take in us, in every person, there's a yichud of tzaddik, Rasha, Beinani, because we do Averis and we do mitzvahs, and sometimes we're a Beinani, so we have to be mila all these three together to make a yichud of all those three parts, which is the Yamin, Smoil, and the Emtza. Like it says, how do you know a yichud becomes one? Like it says by Adam and Chava, v'hayu lebasar echad, they became one. So a yichud is pshat that you become one. When you become one, then there's already a chelek of Ata Echad, V'Shimcha Echad, and Mika Amcha Yisrael, Goy Echad. So you see that there's three ways of Achdus. It's not just of a Zachar and a Keva, which is two opposites, but it goes, as we always learned, it's three, that there's a Tzaddik, there's the Rasha, and the Beinani, and of course we will have to be Maila ourselves to the Madrega of Tzaddik, that we should go all the way up in order that we should be Zoiche in the things that we like. Then another thing that I wanted to say was one of the things we learned in the Kavanis, that Shofar, the first two ICs of Shofar is Shin Vav, which is Gematria Dvash, right? And we know that the Shofar, purpose of the Shofar is to sweeten all the dinim. So question is, why Dafka Dvash? I said this like a year ago. Why Dafka Dvash? Why does it say in the Torah by Eretz Yisrael, Eretz Zavas Cholav Dvash? Let it say Eretz Zavas Yayin V'Shemen. The more Chashav us have is Cholav Dvash. So part of the avodah of the Zimei Hadin is to be mantik the din, to sweeten the din. So Eretz Yisrael has an extra kayach of being mantik the din, because that's a makayim hashras shchina. So where does chalav come from? Chalav comes from the animal, right? And the animal is taking the dam of the animal, and he's turning, which is red, and he's turning it into chalav, which is white. So the dam represents din, is red, and he turns it into white, which is chesed. So he's putting the two. That's a real hamtaka of chalav from dam to chalav. You see it also by Dvash. So some say it's Dvash Tmarim, some say it's Dvash Tvarim, but either way, if it's Dvash Tvarim, you have a sheretz, which is totally asur, right? You're not allowed to eat it, right? And it's also, it stings you, so it's a midas hadin, it could do you a hezek. And when you take out of it a dvash, you're taking something from a davar asur and you're turning it into davar mutter. That's mamasham taka zadin that the dvash itself shows you that. That's one. That's mitzad if it's dvash tvarim, and if it's dvash tamarim, so the tamar is miloshin mar. And so now you're taking it from the mar and you're turning it into amtaka, you're making it sweet. So either way, so you mantik the din with those two, which is why we have to say eretz zav as cholov udvash. So these two things represent coming from Amidas Hadin and turning it into Amidas Chesed, which is what we're trying to do. Rosh Hashanah, we're saying, Rabbeinu Shalom, please take all our Averis and turn them into Zachiyos. And that's called a Hamtaka. And one other thing, we know, it's not so, this is more so Negeya to Yom Kippur, but I could say it now anyways, that in Yom Kippur Mincha we learned the Parsha of Arayas. So, bothered me for many years. Why do we learn Dafka that on Yom Kippur? Like, what shaykhs does it have to do with Yom Kippur? So, I was thinking that the answer is as Kal Yisrael and Kudsha Brichu, like we said earlier, is a zivug. Become one. Ata echad, shimcha echad, mika amcha Yisrael, goy echad, we all become one. Kedusha and becoming one is an asuin. We're getting married to Kudsha Brichu. So if Klal Yisrael, let's say by the ego or by other things, if Klal Yisrael is over avodah zara, it's as going out of the marriage. It's like Gilei Arayis. So Rabbi Shalom is warning us, Dafka Yom Kippur, when you're in the highest madrega, and the zivug is a starka zivug, you're together. And so I'm giving you a warning that don't go be over any arayas, don't have a hava amina to go to and be over avodah zara or any of the things that will go against my ratzon. And that's why it's dafka the parsha of arayas, because you can't go out of the ratzon Hashem, and that's because a chelik of that is the Gilei Arayas, which is also why, if you think about it, I understand avodah zara and shvichas dam is yaharek v'al yaver. Gilei Arayas seemingly is more so ben adam lechaverei. Where's the ben adam lamakim? Why is it yaharek v'al yaver? So this would also explain why it's yaharek v'al yaver, because it's like going out of the marriage from Kudsha Brichu. Therefore, it's yaharek v'al yaver. That the Arayas is because we have a marriage between us and Avinu Shabbat Then one more thing I wanted to say, that as you know, this is just more of a mussar thing, that it's mutter to be asking tzarachov on Rosh Hashanah, even though it's not in the Shemona Esrei. Shemona Esrei is Achrayni, is Malchi, is Shofris, but it's mutter levakish tzarachov. It's brought down in halacha. You see it also by when they open the Aron HaKodesh. You're allowed to ask tzarachov. So we know that most people, when they're asking tzarachov, what are they going to ask for? For money, for nachas from the children, or say geffen, gesund, panas, and nachas, right? But I'm saying more as a mussar to myself, that any time there's a riboy hana, right? It's so good. Or there's a riboy covered, which is also so good, right? So that to ask for these things is really a bad investment. Let's try it's a bad investment, because as you know, any schar that you get la'asid lavai is taken away by the hana and all the things that we get by hayalma. And hayalma we're supposed to is just a preparation for la'asid lavai. So all the hana and the kavod, even the sekumteicha kavod, but everything that you get, especially when you really enjoy it. So it's taking away from that schar and that you're going to get la'asid lavai. Also, asid lavai. What you get schar here and covered, they call you up for a HASHANAH to be by the chassan to be Masada Kedushin. So how long does the covered last? It lasts, I don't know, a half hour. Well, you're there and you dance with the chassan, you're the Masada Kedushin, you're all great, right? But then it's over, it's finished, right? But the covered that you get lost is lavai, that's nitzchi, right? And then all the gedolei hadar who are sitting around, they see, kommt Yena, and he's taka emes Talmud Chacham, and he was Meiser Nefesh v'Torah, and all the things that he did. That's a covered nitzchi. That's a good investment. And the Elbazach that we should all be zeicher, the ksivach simetayver, and the Shana Haba B'Yerushalayim, and we should all be zeicher to Ashirus with an Aleph.